Handling the various sales tax one company may deal with is easily manageable within business. Instantly add a sales tax into the system while simultaneously creating a vendor for that sales tax agency. From here we can go and add, and for example choose a state tax, city tax, or other tax. From here we can select the state, so for example let's say we are trying to pick Florida. Then from here we're giving it a tax name. We can state whether this is going to be a tax group, and if not, we can just leave that unchecked. And then from here, what we're doing is adding the sales tax agency. What we'll then do is create a vendor in the system for us, if not already in the system. So as you can see from here, we could go do the quick add feature, and then go and put in this vendor. Hit the search button, see if Google will bring up any results, and as it does, we can go and select the one that we're looking for. Then from here, as you can see, we would enter the sales tax itself, and then state whether this is shipping taxable or if this is default, or both. In this way, you are already set to use this vendor for future AP transactions. Setting up is quick and easy, requiring you to determine one of three things to begin: if you are putting in a state tax, city tax, or other tax. So, based on a user's choice, the steps will unfold to accommodate the next actions. A common denominator amongst the three choices is the ability to claim if this sales tax is a tax group. In essence, a tax group will allow the user to create a sales tax rate that groups multiple taxes together. Imagine if you have a state tax as well as a city tax, but you need another tax. So if a tax group is required in this instance, the user can choose from a drop-down menu and complete their grouping. So what we can do is say that we need another tax. And from here we can go and choose that. Say that we have Florida, for example. And then from here we can go and just say this is going to be a grouping. If so, we will go and check off tax group, and then we can go and create our selection. Then from here we can go and state if this tax group is going to be shipping taxable or is our default. And then there you have it, your sales tax has saved successfully. It's imperative to note that inputting your sales tax agencies within your settings is crucial and extremely beneficial to not only an import of customer and vendor information, but to the creation and follow-through of orders in business. Users do have a choice of whether to connect a sales tax directly with the customer's location, so for example, right from that customer's location settings. So as we can see from here within the info and then into locations, what we can do is once we have accessed those locations for this customer, we can then go and input a sales tax directly into that specific address. So for example, if we were to choose the first one over here, going into that, we can go into that settings, and from the settings see that we can choose a sales tax straight from here. So from this area, setting a designated sales tax for a location will connect that location when used as a ship to on an order and bring in the correlating tax agency. Even if that tax agency is different from the state of which the address is in, this is how you would input that information. Even more so, users don't necessarily have to designate a sales tax to each location. Now, unless you plan to have a New Jersey sales tax placed for a location in New York, then by all means set that up under the customer location as I have just showed you. Business is designed to logically connect the state in a ship to the sales tax that matches within that state. So if you have a Philadelphia ship to location, the system will connect it to a Philadelphia sales tax you have placed in your sales tax agency list within your settings. You do not need to designate a sales tax for each location if this is the case. So for example, we do have a customer such as Bake Me Some Cakes, and right now in their locations we do not have a designated sales tax set. So, as you can see from over here, the bill to and ship to have a New Jersey address. Now from here, as we can see, the system is automatically picking up on that New Jersey sales tax because we have it set in our tax agency settings. Now, even the primary default sales tax that we have in the system is on out of state, which has a 0% tax. So as you can see, it doesn't choose the default sales tax or the primary sales tax that we have in the system chosen. Instead, what is going on here is that within an order, it's bringing in that address and bringing in the information that we have in the sales tax agency and matching it together, hence a New Jersey sales tax. It's also neat to note that when creating orders and using a sales tax, users will find it convenient that by clicking onto the sales tax line, they have access to not only show a sales tax agency if that is indeed the case, but they are able to state here if this order will be tax exempt. Do keep in mind that tax exemption can also be set at the customer level via a checkbox in their info section. So in summary, the flexibility in managing sales tax within business will give users multiple options on how to place them accordingly.